We're underway from North Huntington Beach Sports Complex. This is the 31st annual NHB Cup. And we're going from right to left. It is Sparta in a boys under 11 against CV Manchester red team. Let's get the lineup for both clubs. First for CV Manchester, they are head coached by Billy Garton. The team manager is Becky and Jeff Murder. The goalkeeper is David Erez. And that ball goes over the top of the net. Sparta's going from left to right on your picture. Right to left is CV Manchester. Number 2 is Daniel Krasner. Number 4 is Ryan Friedman. Number 5 is Fabian Jacobo. Number 7 is Justin Ganaway. Number 8 is Daniel Soloner. Number 9 is Bennett Poiset. Number 10 is Billy Garton. Number 11 is Alex Murder. Number 12 is Michael Polis. Number 13 is Kian Vidarson. Number 14 is Braden Salvati. 15 is Luca de la Torre. 16 is Matthew Morales, 18 is Brennan Foster, and 19 is Kyle Capus. The lineup for Sparta from Salt Lake City, Utah. The keeper is Connor Dearden. And right now it looks like it's going to be a goal kick, and we'll stop right there. The Sparta Ball Club is head coached by Justice Koliker, and the team manager is Doug Greer. Going to be a set piece, and it's going to come from the near side touch line. Sparta is going to see what they can do to try to put the first one in the net. We've had at LangevitProductions.com. I'm Greg GK Porter with you. A lot of games with Utah where they have been pretty successful. So they're coming out of Salt Lake City, coming west and doing a fine job. Let's get this set piece set up here. Sparta, that is Sands, and across the width of the 6-yard box. And another strike just over the top of the net. Tom Morgan, a blast. Still a 0-0 match. Let's get the rest of the lineup for Sparta. It's midfielder Michael Laporte. Number 2 is striker Joe Gallardo. Number 2 also is Hayden Timmons. A couple of guest players at defender. At defender and midfield is Woody Greer. Number 5 at outside mid is Vince Favorite. Number 8 at center defender is Elliott Smith. Number 7 at a striker midfield position is Gabe Aguilar. Number 9 at center mid or outside mid is Ben Frankhauser. Number 10 at outside mid or striker is Cole Crisp. 12 at outside mid is Zach Moss. 13 at striker is Daniel Blanchard. 14 at midfield is Tom Morgan. 15 at defender is Eric Holbert. 16 at defender is Ethan Archibald. Number 18 at center back is Takumi Hara. And 22 again is Brandon Sands.
Good, Zach. Good pressure.
From the far side touchline in a 0-0 match here at the NHB Cup, the 31st annual. Sparta into space, protecting with Sands, and now it's taken away by CV Manchester Red now. And CV Manchester pushing across midfield now, and they at the midfield area have a runner now. And that, of course, is Vidarson. Vidarson on the near side. That ball is pushed out of play by Gallardo.
Make sure that ball crosses in the head.
Take that back. That was Timmons. There's going to be 2 number 2s for Sparta, and we're going to do our best. We usually don't have that situation, but we're going to do our best to try to deal with that. One is blonde hair, the other one is dark. The throw in is Vidarson. Vidarson now, and in the near side is Friedman. Friedman in the space, but that ball is knocked out of play in the 0-0 match here in the opening minutes of this 25-minute stanza, the first half. And violation on the play, and so it will be a throw-in for Sparta. So the throw-in for Sparta in their own deep third. Trying to control.
Come on, drop in there, Cole. Good, Hayden, good decision.
That ball is knocked out of play. Got a lot of humidity down here in Orange County. Labor Day weekend 2009. That ball in toward the 18-yard box. Sparta standing tall on top of the box. But now they got to protect out on the wide on the near side. But a touch there by Friedman. Friedman trying to get it to his teammate there. He was looking for Ganaway, and he didn't quite get it. Goes across their own half of the field, and quickly running up there to reduce the size of the field was Poisette. And now he's got a teammate. Poisette again, that was. And it's Central. On it there was Ganaway. Ganaway drops it off. You got a player there. Now in his space, it's Friedman. Back to Ganaway on a run. He goes down. They play on, and now it's going to be an offside. Or no, it is going to be a foul in the space. The center ref's going to call that foul. And it'll be a free kick now for CV Manchester in the red. 0-0 score. Greg G.K. Porter, happy to be with you with Jim Costa on the camera. Teeing up for the second week in a row with Jim of the 31st Annual NHB Cup. Here's the set piece now for CV Manchester. On a bending ball into the 6-yard box and knocked out at the last moment. Pretty good ball that time. They just couldn't get somebody to control it or to deflect it in the back of the net. Had a lot of traffic there in the space. Still 0-0 match. First 7 or 8 minutes gone already. They get to CK from the near side. Vidarson into the 18-yard box, looking for another striker, Ganaway, and he goes past the goal line. Lastly, touchdown by CV Manchester. Sparta now pushing up. 50-50 ball won by CV Manchester's Paulus, and a shot and a save at the last moment that time by Dearden. Dearden reaching out towards his left to make that save. For Sparta, keeping it a 0-0 match. In the back there is Poisette. However, he has to retreat back even further now. Nobody's going to test him. And the keeper, Eris, able to get it. Push it down the field. They got a push in the space. And it'll be a free kick now for CB Manchester. The red team on the move on the outside. The right flank, trying to continue on the right flank, was Polis. Michael Polis on the run. That ball knocked out of play as they stiffen up on a wide. Don't allow Polis to continue on as he was trying a good run down that right flank to try to get a good service into the box or to take a shot. It's going to be a corner kick, and they do the short kick, and it's knocked out of play by Sparta, or rather by CV Manchester, so Sparta will have the opportunity on defensive third to push it up. Still 0-0 here in the first half. There was a quick touch that time by Zach Moss. And down that left flank, trying to get a striker onto it. But, of course, back there first was Poisette. In the midfield area now, Sparta collects. They want to switch it to the near side. And that ball had too much pace on it that time as they were looking for Cole Crisp.
Open means to the line, not up the field. Stop.
Going to be a throw-in.
Tom.
Sparta, a team that got invited to play in the Surf Cup a few weeks back.
Again, Cole.
So that means they've had some good action over the last 12 months.
Good.
In fact, they were finalists in a state cup playing a year up. So in the under 12 category, they played in the state cup back in whenever it was, earlier this year.
Press it, come on.
And made it all the way to the finals. Sands and over the top of the net.
On the top of the box.
So far in the match, Sparta has had the closest chance towards putting one in the back of the net. Yeah, maybe about even, because remember, Aris had to reach out and make a save. Or rather, Dearden had to reach out and make a save.
Come on. No estés viendo acá, mijo. Encontrar el balón, Joe. Muévete.
In a 0-0 match from the 6-yard box. And running on to that soccer ball now is Garton.
Cole, he's isolated.
Or
Just
rather,
go around him
that
on the
was Cole
outside.
Crisp.
There's no cover there.
Sands into central. Now it works out to Greer. Greer takes a long shot. And a save is made by Harris. On the far side now, CV Manchester now. Try to see what they can do to push that ball along the right flank. Couldn't do it now, and they give it up, and they got to retreat back defensively. As a nice run on the near side by Crisp. And Crisp met by Poisette coming over.
Go down there. Hey, touch it. Slide, okay? Hey, if he hits you there and it's going to run out of bounds, you got to go down.
Now we're going to have a goal kick in this 0-0 match. Got the heat in the high 70s, but the humidity is a good close to 50%. And that ball on the near side on a run again is Cole Crisp. Crisp into space. Crisp gets a run by Holbert. Service into the box, a header over top of the net.
Hey, that's a good ball in there. Good ball back.
Good service into the box, in the central of the box, and he just couldn't quite bring it down enough to get it a good quality shot on the net. Still a 0-0 match between Sparta and CV Manchester, the visitors from Utah. CV Manchester, we're in an AIG in front of there. Boy, there's a lot of problems with that company over the year. But they've found a way
in the box, Daniel.
to stay in the game. Gallardo now, and that ball goes out of play. Again, another number 2, and Gallardo is the number 2 with the dark hair, and Hayden Timmons is number 2 with the blonde hair.
Win it, win it!
CV Manchester trying to get somebody to run onto it in the midfield area. Now across midfield, coming over there nicely that time was Elliott Smith. And at central defense, ball goes out of play. And it'll be a throw-in. 0-0 the score. This one. Moving closer and closer towards halftime. The throw in from the far side touchline. Gunaway now, and Gunaway setting it up for Garton, and Garton down at central, dispossessed. Out to the wide now, trying to get to it was Murder. Alex Murder. His parents, team managers of the squad, CV Manchester Red. Going to have a substitution for Sparta as Gabe Aguilar is going to come into the contest. And Aguilar going to come out for Zach Moss. Zach Moss coming out as Aguilar coming in. And Aguilar almost got a touch there, right there. It was a 50-50 ball, Michael Polis. And it goes out of play. Will be a throw-in. Pretty good amount of humidity in the air, so you'll see players kind of swiping at their jerseys, trying to wipe off that sweat. And humidity that's helped to create it, along with the heat. On a 50-50 ball, Sands up in the air, and he wins it, gets it over to Aguilar into space. Aguilar under a lot of pressure, being marked heavily, and the ball goes out of play.
Why do you have your back to the ball?
as CB Manchester now from the wide trying to make a move. Both teams have had a few shots at the net.
Cole, you don't need to track that player.
Cole Crisp.
Open wider.
And now as they want to try and see what they can do, and Crisp showing his moves with that soccer ball. Throwing it in, Eric Holbert. Into central here, Sands. Sands looking for somebody in the space, but getting over there nicely done that time was Poisette, anticipating and on the intercept. Into central. CB Manchester now, Garton. Garton has a nice ball out wide, a shot, and he looks for a subsequent strike. Down to central, he had 3 runners down in the 18-yard box, and neither one of them could get it that time. Gallardo drawing it back.
Daniel, work for it, Daniel. Work for it, Daniel.
Ball placed into space after it was Blanchard, Danny Blanchard. 0-0 match on this 31st annual NHB Cup here in North Huntington Beach area of Southern California. Nice job that time by Eric Holbert, keeping that ball from getting behind him in the header. Don't see too many players willing to do that. And retreating back now with only 3 players in the deep back, and continuing to try to put the pressure was Polis, and they got a chance to throw it in, and Friedman, and that ball goes out of play now. 0-0 match as we wind towards halftime between Sparta and CV Manchester Red. The second week of the NHB Cup. They had the girls action last weekend, and this weekend it's a boys action. LandUventProductions.com. Involved in both weekends in getting action.
Come on, boys, work for the ball.
In the central, getting it right there was Polis. And Polis drawing a foul, and it will be a free kick, a set piece for CV Manchester. And taking a bending ball, trying to get somebody to head it there. And lastly, it was De La Torre. Luca almost got to that ball and tried to head it towards the net, but just couldn't quite. Salvati doing a fine job.
Good job, Cole. All right.
Getting that ball toward the net. Vince Favort into the contest now for Sparta in a 0-0 match. Here's Poisette. Poisette getting that counterattack going quickly now. Here's Garton. Garton into central. He drops it off to Krasner. Krasner looking back for Garton. Krasner now trying to get it into space, but he was deflected away from that ball. And it goes out of play. Both teams playing good defense on each other in this match, and that's why we're still at 0-0. Not allowing a lot of big chances. However, a few minutes ago, CV Manchester had a beautiful run down the central of that 18-yard box with plenty of players and just couldn't put it in the back of the net. Garton now drops it out to the green cleated one, and that is De La Torre. And De La Torre drives it off of one of the blue shirted players, goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in. Far side touchline. 0-0 match here at the Huntington Beach Sports Complex. And if you're listening from Salt Lake City or watching this one, not able to make the trip, Huntington Beach is near the beach. Obviously, that's the name, Huntington Beach. And there's where that
Ball, boys. Come on.
humidity coming into play
Get available for the ball, Brandon.
with the heat
Last
factor.
point, Gabe.
But trust me, it was a lot hotter earlier in the week. And even last weekend, things have cooled off considerably all over Southern California today. However, still got bad air quality because of the recent LA fires. Greg GK Porter, happy to be with you, with Jim Costa on the camera, watching a 0-0 match in his boys under 12 matchup between Sparta and CV Manchester Red. CV Manchester is going to throw it in and at attacking third. Sands gets to it first, and then he gets his teammate to strike it and push it up toward midfield. Retreating back was Krasner, being able to get onto it, and running onto it there was Garton. But dispossessed, Garton after it again. However, Favorite had it, and that ball is headed towards the defensive half. CV Manchester now, Poisette, a strike. He's got a teammate in the central, and quickly turning that time was Ryan Friedman. You see the great skill level of these players in the under 12 category. Obviously, we're watching premier type teams in this particular instance. We didn't have that last weekend. We had a silver elite team and a bronze team and a girls under 11. But not today. Going to be a throw-in. Multiple changes for Sparta. We will mention their names as they touch that soccer ball. Ryan Friedman. Friedman getting it out to the wide, finding somebody there now with Salvati. Salvati has made some pretty good services so far in this match. As we wind toward halftime, there's a strike. And in the defensive half of CV Manchester, and they drive it out of play. Hustling hard that time was Daniel Krasner on the near side to drive it out of play for CV Manchester. The throw-in. Throw-in that time.
Again. Drop there, drop.
By Holbert and company as they have to retreat back. I believe that was knocked out that time by Elliott Smith.
Come on, let's go.
Smith knocking it out, keeping it from going into that 18-yard box. Going to be a throw-in. Holbert is going to throw it in. Holbert gets it in over there to Favorite. Favorite on the near side, but he couldn't win it there as it was won by Salvati. Salvati's got a teammate in the space, Saloner, that is. And that ball goes out of play on the near side. CV Manchester going to throw it in again, this time with Krasner. And that ball in the central, and just missed on the opportunity that time. Ryan Friedman. Friedman teeing it up. Just couldn't quite get that one in the inside the far post. 0-0 your score.
Come on. Come on, we need the ball, B.
And along that far side.
Joe, anda tuya, entiéndeme.
Frank Hauser, he was trying to get Holbert to run onto it, could not, had too much pace on it. Ran out of real estate on the near side. Krasner the throw in, a knockout. Krasner's going to throw it in again. Let's see who he goes for. Is he going to go to Salvati?
Come on, Vince.
No, he decides to go to Friedman.
Come on, Vince. Let's go.
Friedman on a 50-50 ball. It goes back. Krasner able to get it. Daniel, and he works it all the way up to Apolis. And then now in the central, they'll work it back out to Salvati. And he just can't quite get a player to run onto it. Chasing it down there was Saloner, and then a shot that just missed that time. And Air really beginning in the defensive third to put a lot of pressure, and we'll see if that continues in the second half as it is halftime. You heard the double whistle. Here in this boys under 12 match between CV Manchester Red and Sparta, it's 0-0. Stick with us. You'll hear what the coaches are saying to the players, and we'll be back with the 31st annual NHB Cup second half in this match today. Okay, action underway here in the second half. Going from right to left, Sparta from left to right, CV Manchester in a 0-0 match. Both teams playing good soccer in the first half. And here we go for the second 25-minute stanza.
Tommy and Elliott, make sure you're stepping up into the midfield and applying pressure.
Ryan Friedman. Sal Body on the other side now. Trying to bring it back in was Saloner. And nice job done by Holbert. Holbert will be on the other side this time around. Other side of the field. Sal Body.
Hey, Elliott! They're sitting in front of you guys and you're giving them too much space. When they
Holbert will throw it in.
To step in and put pressure. You and Takumi, okay? Right there!
Holbert was looking for Tom Morgan. He didn't get it.
Takumi!
In his space. They bring it on over to Saloner. Saloner getting it over to Garten. And pushing it back upfield. Sparta. That ball going out of play on the near side.
Yo, con el último, deep, mijo, que se lo vas a hacer ahorita, mijo. Guys.
Throwing it in, Morales.
At full speed, that's not full speed.
I know.
Aguilar.
Be in behind him quicker. You're jogging around too much, Ethan. Let's go. Keep the energy, boys. Come on. Gabe, here it comes.
Going to be a throw-in now for Sparta in the 0-0 match. First few minutes gone here in the second half. Sparta, a team who has been in a lot of tournaments and done well. From Salt Lake City, Utah. Blanchard in the Central.
Good call. Again, Daniel, again. Go to the middle, Daniel.
Did he outside?
Good idea.
That was Gallardo.
Ask for it, Eric.
Gallardo now.
Make
Get out of
run
play.
now, come on.
Knocked out that time by CV Manchester.
Ethan, remember, if it's knocked past you, recover full speed. Don't jog, right?
0-0 your score. This 31st annual NHB Cup.
Quickly. Yes?
Into space. Now coming on is Holbert. Holbert trying to push it toward that 18-yard box. It didn't get there. However, he's got a teammate there, and that's Archibald, Ethan Archibald, and then a strike. That time by Gallardo, just missed the near post. Near 0-0 the score as Gallardo was in that 18-yard box. And around the top, it is going to be substitutions for CV Manchester. You're going to get 2 fresh players in. Head coach Billy Garden. Running on to it there was
And you have to keep the pressure on
in that space there was Luca De La Torre. However, to get it back now does Sparta.
Hey, split him one touch earlier, Gabe. Good. Join him, Ethan. Join him.
Aguilar toward the keeper, and a save is made by Ayers.
Win the ball.
If we pronounce it errors in the first half, it's Ayers.
Keep coming, Gabe. Keep coming, Gabe. There's nothing there. Wait, no. Ethan, if there's nothing there, it goes out
Into
of bounds.
space, you got De La Torre
Cuando
toward the wide side. Friedman was trying to get it, but now running onto it and just taking a long blast was Daniel Krasner.
Trouble, okay? If you
Krasner
don't keep
taking
it,
a
it goes
long
out of
blast, and that ball going just to the left of the near post.
bounds. Open, Gabe. Open,
0-0
Gabe.
your score here in the second half still. As added up,
We need the ball.
they
Go.
played a total of almost 30 minutes of scoreless soccer. And a touch that time by Aguilar down to Central. Harris coming way off his line. Friedman now. Friedman dispossessed that time by Frankhauser in the Central. Sparta now trying to get their counter going with Morgan. Holbert looking down the field for Gallardo, and he didn't get to it. Was lastly knocked out by Gallardo. He actually did get to it, but his body carried him with that soccer ball out of play. Far side touchline. Going to be a throw-in. Brandon Sands is going to come into the contest.
Get up front. Gabe, drop in the middle there.
Sands comes in for Ben Frankhauser. Throw in now for CV Manchester in a 0-0 match.
That's us, E. Come on, E. Get in there and win it. Open, Gabe. Open, Gabe. Gabe's on. Gabe's on. Time.
In the 32nd minute
Good.
of this match, they play only 50.
Hey.
And a foul into space.
Ethan on ball. Ethan on ball. Ethan on ball.
So a foul into space, and Sparta will have the set piece with the wind going against them.
Hey, Ethan. At the right.
Ethan Archibald
Not way wide. At the
teeing
right
it up.
to the goal, okay?
He of the yellow cleats.
Get it over him.
Archibald going to swing it out, try to get somebody to possess it there. Now he has Holbert, a shot and a save right there on the line. Harris making the save right on the line. As a nice shot that time
Keep coming, Ethan. Overlap the space.
by Eric Holbert. And now Sparta again, another opportunity.
Again.
As Gallardo in the central of that 18-yard box, and he just
Keep working. Come on. Keep
deflected
working.
it off to the right.
Come on.
Hey, you keep.
0-0 your score.
Joy.
Center ref looking at one of the players for CB Manchester, and I believe that is Salvati, Braden Salvati.
Daniel, we need a target.
He might have got hit up in the facial area, and Salvati's going to come out of the contest.
Turn and you show yourself, okay?
And I guess the center ref didn't think it was intentional, so he did not call a yellow card.
Ask 40, ask 40.
Or worse. That ball goes out the field of action on the far side.
Come on, keep working.
And doing the math, we're looking at the 33rd minute of the 50-minute contest.
Ask me for it to swing it here.
Holbert is going to throw it in.
You want to bring it here, and then we attack 2v1 here, okay? Let's go, Sparta. Come on now. Don't let him out of that. Switch, switch.
On the near side now. And a turn that time by De La Torre, Luca. CV Manchester pushing it across the field.
Ask for it, B. Ask for the layoff, B.
Joe Gallardo, and that ball goes out of play.
Ethan.
Far side touchdown line.
Don't go running up and jamming there, okay? Because you're just taking away your space. So when he turns here, sit here. You can play right to your feet, and then as soon as that player comes, you have Dave. Does that make sense? Get on his touch, Diesel.
Joe!
That ball goes out of play on the far side. Holbert is going to throw it in. Remember, if we miss any substitutions, we'll mention them as they touch that soccer ball.
Right.
Holbert, the header, got a teammate in the deep back. Sands, a teammate, Gallardo, and an offsides call.
Junior, juega abajo, Joe. Juégame ese balón abajo. Arriba, Joe. Hasta arriba, Joe.
Holbert will throw it in.
Joe, con el defensa, Joe.
Sands now. Brandon Sands. Holbert trying to get to it. Could not. He throws it in again. Pinching him in over there is Luca De La Torre. And it's central now as they got one of the central defenders push across midfield.
Junior.
Couldn't get anybody to run onto it. CV Manchester going to throw it in from their own half of the field as they get Kyle Crepes. That ball down toward the 18-yard box. And after it that time was Saloner. Saloner in the space trying to get to it, could not. As a defender for Sparta protected in the space, got that ball, pushed it outside the near side touchline. Substitutions coming in for Sparta. Visitors from Salt Lake City. The 37th minute out of 50 in this match.
You're the holding midfielder. Joe's in front of you, okay? Come on, Joe.
The throw in.
Vamos, Joe. Ponos a jugar ahorita, hijo.
Still scoreless at 0-0.
Make the run now, Woody. Come on, Woody. Now, Woody, you got to make an angled run this way.
Falling down that time and in central there was Matthew Morales. And he gets up, he's okay.
Come on.
CV Manchester now, trying to keep them bottled up, Sparta. Salt Lake City. On it now is Luca De La Torre. De La Torre is dispossessed in the midfield here. Sands, a fine job that time. pushing it out toward the right flank as they tried to continue on past midfield. That ball goes out of play as CB Manchester playing good defense in this space there, as both teams have done that in this match. And now here's Gallardo. Joe Gallardo now. Gallardo trying to get around a second player. Couldn't now. He makes a mistake, and Gallardo has it. Gallardo getting it over to Woody Greer. Greer trying to make a move there. Could not. Out of near side. Team manager's son, Woody Greer. Going to be a throw-in now. Ethan Archibald going to throw it in. In a 0-0 match. And now coming in as Archibald is going to come out is the other number 2. That's Hayden Timmons. Timmons getting it in. Now you got 2 number 2s out there for Sparta. Timmons and Gallardo. Timmons on the near side. Timmons drawing it back. They play a little give and go, but Timmons didn't get the return pass. It was intercepted in space nicely by Garden. And that ball is knocked out of play as Sparta in the central defense is stiffen up that time. And here's Jacobo. No, he's going to give it away to throw it in to Morales. And that ball into central now to Sparta. Only 2 in a deep back for CB Manchester now. Greer is trying to chase it down. Greer now trying to get after it. He fell down on the play. He just couldn't quite get to it. If he does, he has a great chance to score. It would have been 1v1 with the keeper now. And it's Saloner. Or rather, that's Elliott Smith back there. Smith. But won by CB Manchester with Garton. Garton and company trying to make something happen in the central. They can't seem to get a subsequent touch on it. And retreating back, here's Greer bearing down. And he just can't quite get it that time. And CB Manchester living dangerously. They get the ball with Jacobo. Jacobo finds a teammate there with Saloner. Saloner going to weave his way into the interior. Now they go to the 18-yard box and knocked out play there in the 18-yard box at the last moment. Sparta stiffening up down to central. They had to, because here comes CV Manchester to try to put one in the back of the net. We're in the 40th minute now. You only play 50 in this particular match.
Come on, Joe.
Time running out in a scoreless tie here in the second half. CV Manchester now. They get a strike by Jacobo, and he just couldn't get the direction corrected on that particular strike. And they're going to give it away. Dearden now, teeing it up. Wants to get his team to get something going here and try to put it in the back of the net. Doesn't hurt you real bad if you come out with a tie. But you don't really want to come out with a scoreless tie. You want to get a goal.
Every ball, every possession counts. Gotta take it.
Down the right flank there, trying to make a big play there was Blanchard. And he's got a teammate, though, that's on the run. He's got a lot of speed. Cuts it back inside the 18-yard box. And a header goes awry toward the top of the box. Nearly, but they got a runner now from the deep back. And that is Timmons. And it runs around. Here's Gallardo, and he takes it over the top of the net. He tried to do what he's seen on TV that time. Boy, as he gets older, he'll be able to do that and put it in the top part of the back of the net. Little bit more difficult when you're younger. But your talent level continues to go up. You'll be able to do those types of plays. And in the top of the 18-yard box, here comes Sparta again. And to the wide now as they chase it down with Garton. They still have Holbert and Karams. They got a player at the top of the box. And a shot there by Ganaway. And it was deflected and pushed outside of the box now. However, they still have it in the attacking third. Sparta now doing their own brand of putting pressure on the other team. Krasner toward the central to take a shot and a save made by Ayers. Retreating back to Kumi Hara. And Hara getting it over upfield to Crisp. And that ball is going to be A foul, and it's going to be a free kick for CV Manchester. Or rather, Sparta, I should say. Sparta's got the free kick. '18th minute here of the second half. Only about 7 minutes left to play in the game. And a match, rather, from the world of soccer. And retreating back all the way, Dearden. Able to get to it, push it upfield. He's got Sands into space. Sands now trying to work it out to the wide. He wanted Gallardo, but he didn't get him. However, now, turn it around the other way. That was Garden. And it was blocked, sent back where they had to retreat back. And now in the central, with it is Luca De La Torre. De La Torre still on it. De La Torre still on the run. De La Torre cutting it back. Trying to find a teammate to run onto it. They do, but not enough strength on it as Sands gets it, pushes it upfield. But getting to it now is Krasner. And that ball goes out of play. It'll be substitutions for Sparta. And a 0-0 match. We're running down to about 5 minutes left to play in this match.
I need some balls across from there, Vince.
Coming back in now, getting the rest.
You and Elliott in the middle.
Vince Favored coming in. Zach Moss trying to make it. Now CV Manchester, some substitutions now as they want to put the pressure on in these last number of minutes. Throw down the right flank for Sparta. Looking for Joe Gallardo. It didn't get to him. It'll be a throw-in for CV Manchester with Foster. Brendan Foster threw it in. And now it's CV Manchester headed toward an attacking third as they weave their way now. Luca De La Torre didn't get it, though. Pushed back upfield. CV Manchester now in the midfield. They control it. And they push it back and across.
Come on, get in, Woody, get in.
Trying to do something toward the attacking third. Run onto it now, Jacobo. And he's got a teammate in the central. That was Garden, but it was intercepted. And on the near side, CV Manchester to get the touch with Luca De La Torre. De La Torre drops it off to his teammate, who works his way with a smart play back all the way to Garden. That ball knocked out of play into space, though. As Sparta.
Hey, to make sure we're stepping up in the middle, okay?
Yeah, that was to Alex Murder, actually, and Alex Murder is going to throw it in.
Can't be both to be at the same time, right?
Alex Murder will throw it in, but coming out of the match now is Luca De La Torre, and maybe he's just getting a last breather. As coming in, Ryan Friedman, and Friedman has done well in this match. And winning it is Sparta now. They have a good counterattack going down the field. It's Blanchard. He takes a shot off of a bounce and a save by Ayers.
Knock it down here. Come on.
Daniel Blanchard from long distance. But Ayers able to handle it on a bounce. Here's Holbert. Knocked off of his body. It'll be a throw-in. Just a few minutes left in this match. They throw it into Friedman. Friedman against Sands. Sands wins the soccer ball. Draws it back. Got Holbert who wants to switch it. Looking for Gallardo. Gallardo in the central. He's got it. Gallardo now is going to push it forward with only one in the deep back. And they're able to push it, but Gallardo intercepts. 4 minutes unofficially is what we got left in the match. On the near side now. Coming on up, Woody Greer. Greer now bringing it back to Elliott Smith. Smith back to Greer. Nice give and go. Greer on the near side cuts it back now. Greer toward the 18-yard box, loses it. And CV Manchester, as Greer knocks it out, will throw it in out of their own deep third. Greer might have wanted to pass it that time toward that interior because he had a little bit of space. He'll try it again this time on the near side. But he's got pressure there as Jacobo is in that space. However, Jacobo knocking it out. Greer throwing it in. He's got his teammate.
Nice one, Elliott. Good, Elliott. He's still there.
Elliott Smith. Smith now on it. Smith, bending ball, trying to get somebody to strike, and they just couldn't that time as they were looking for Zach Moss.
Good. Use your head.
That ball down the left flank. Here comes CV Manchester now. And retreating back is Hayden Timmons to help out in that space. Going to be a throw-in. Holbert throws it in.
Get it right now,
On that outside back position. He's got it to Gallardo. Gallardo now trying to make a play, but they dispossess it, goes out of play now. Lastly touched out by Sparta. Gallardo into space, trying to get to the soccer ball, but he's having a hard time as Garton is keeping it from him. Garton now in his space. Garton still on the soccer ball, and it goes out of play. And his team being able to throw it in. As going down is Holbert, the header that time. And the left flank there by Kian Vidarson.
Brandon, if we can swing it.
Going to be a throw-in now. Time running down. We got about a minute and a half unofficially left in this match. Still is scoreless here at the 31st annual NHB Cup here at the Huntington Beach Sports Complex between CV Manchester and Sparta out of Salt Lake City. Who will put one in the last minute or so of this match, or will it remain scoreless? That ball is on a run for Sparta on the right flank. Can they win it? Blanchard over there. Blanchard still working hard. Blanchard now drops it back, and it is knocked out of play. Knocked out of play by Kian Vidarson.
Brandon, pull Joe in the box.
Vidarson collecting and playing tough in his space. Center ref will be looking at his watch soon. Throw toward the 18-yard box, trying to get somebody to strike it. They won't be able to, as it'll go the other way now. On a counterattack, Luca De La Torre. And on to the outside to Ganaway. Ganaway, nobody there at his space. He gives it away to Timmons. However, Ganaway again. Justin Ganaway retreats, takes a pass, and it didn't go to his teammate. And an easy save for Dearden. Dearden gets it upfield. In his central now, Friedman. And going down that time was Luca De La Torre. And is there going to be a call? Yes, there is.
He has a right to the ball.
There's going to be a free kick here.
Woody Elliott.
Sad piece. Last, maybe best chance of the match for CV Manchester.
Zach, go over there where Vince is. Vince, come get in the wall.
Ryan Friedman trying to uncoil as he went down.
He's coming to get it. He's got to go up.
Billy Garden setting it up for CV Manchester.
Daniel, all the way back. Paul, you too. Paul, go.
He's got Fabian Jacobo in the central. He's got, and he bends it, a header, and it'll go past, and that's the end of the match. It'll be a scoreless tie in this one. Great match. Both teams after it defensively and offensively, but neither one could crack it in the back of the net. So they don't lose. That is the advantage of a scoreless tie. And we hope you enjoyed all the action here from the Huntington Beach Sports Complex. And we'll be back with some interviews and then closing comments in this match this morning here on Labor Day weekend. Stick with us. Greg Porter back here with the CV Manchester Red team in the boys under 12 category, and you are?
Fabian Jacobo.
Okay. Fabian, talk a little about the game today, and what are you guys thinking about in this tournament?
Well, in the tournament, if Force beats Sparta and we win our next game, we'll win. we're in, and if we're in, we'll win the tournament.
Okay. Well, Fabian, you seem to have a lot of confidence. Does that mean your team has been playing well over this whole year?
Yes, we have.
Okay. How'd you guys do in State Cup?
I wasn't here last year, but I think they lost on quarters. Yeah, the quarters.
But they still were a pretty good team. What school you go to?
San Alejo Middle School.
Okay. You like that school over there?
Yes.
You got a favorite teacher or subject at that school?
Yes.
Okay. And who was your favorite teacher or subject?
Mr. McGee and band.
Okay. All right. So you're a musician, huh?
Yeah, I play the electric guitar.
Oh, look at him, the rock star. Okay. All right. Well, you want to do one last shout out for yourself, your parents, or anybody watching this?
No, thank you. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Let me talk to you, and you are?
Ryan Friedman.
Okay, Ryan, talk a little about the game today and what you guys are trying to do in this tournament.
Well, the game today, we should have won, but we didn't start out like we normally do, and we should have won the game. And I think that if we win our next game, we'll win the tournament.
Okay. Well, you guys are highly skilled. I see the way you guys possess the soccer ball. You're just the way you guys decide to go in different directions and move it across the field. How do you get that? Who's the coach that's teaching you all that stuff?
Well, he just left for another game, but
And what is his name?
Billy Garton, he played for a team that Manchester United, and that's the style that he learned how to play, so that's what he taught us.
Well, I tell you what, you guys got a great style, and you're going to beat a lot of folks. What school you go to, and you got a favorite teacher or subject over there?
Carmel Valley Middle School and Miss Fleming for math.
Okay. All right. Good deal. One last shout out to parents or anybody, brother or sister watching this video?
My dad.
Okay.
Right there.
All right. Good deal. All right. Good luck, you guys, in the rest of the tournament. Okay, some more of the CV Manchester crew. Come on over, guys. Hello. And you are?
I'm David.
Okay. What's your last name, David?
Ayers.
Okay. David, talk a little bit about this match today. It's one of those matches where, they had some chances. They had a few things going, and you made some good saves. Talk about your performance and the way what your team's got to do to maybe win this whole thing.
I think our team did good today. Just we need more shots on goal and more crosses in, and I think I played well.
Okay. Yeah, well, you definitely did. Being keeper, is there anything you have to do specifically to prepare yourself for a big tournament like this?
Well, you have to practice a lot, and you have to get ready to give instructions to your players and stuff like that.
Okay. And you're ready to do that when necessary, right? That's the mark of a great keeper, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. What school you go to, Dave?
I go to the Jewish Academy.
Okay. You like that school over there?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a favorite thing that you like over at that school?
My favorite teacher is Mr. McBain, and he teaches me history. Yeah.
All right. Good. You want to make any shouts out to your parents or anybody watching?
My dad over there, her dad, and Malik over there.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let me talk to your teammate to the right of you, and you are?
Daniel.
Okay. What's your last name, Daniel?
Saloner.
Okay. Daniel, talk about this match and what you guys might want to try to accomplish in this tournament.
Well, in the first 10, 15 minutes, we started off rough, no possession, and they were all over us. But then after like 30 minutes, we got our game together, and then we started having more possession.
Okay, you're very well aware of what's going on out there in the field. Who taught you all that?
I've been with the Coach Billy, since under 8.
Okay, well then he's taught you well. You understand this game. All right, what school you go to, and you got a favorite subject or teacher over there?
I go to the Jewish Academy, same as him. We're in the same grade, and my favorite teacher is also Mr. McBain.
All right, Mr. McBain's the man. Okay, any shots out to anybody out there?
To my dad and my parents, Michael and Liverpool.
All right, Liverpool the great. Okay, and you are?
I'm Luca.
Okay, Luca, what's your last name?
Torre.
Okay, Luca, talk about this match today. You had a lot of things going on out there as the rest of your teammates did, both offensively and defensively. What are you guys trying to do to turn this thing your favorite?
To win our next 2 matches and then go through the group stage.
All right. What do you have to do to make that happen?
We have to play strong, and today we didn't start off so good, and we have to start off good in the next 2 matches and keep on playing.
Okay, so basically jump on them right away, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what school you go to, and you got a favorite subject or teacher over there?
I go to Torrey Hills, and I like history.
Okay. I really didn't ask you guys. Should have asked you. How was the summer? You know, summer seems to go by pretty fast nowadays in school. How was the summer for you?
It was pretty good. I played a lot of soccer.
Okay, sounds good. Either live soccer or on the box, huh?
Both.
That'll work. All righty. Let me talk to your teammate, and you are?
Billy.
Okay, what's your last name, Billy?
Gatton.
Okay. Billy, talk about what you thought about this match today, and what do you and your teammates got to do to collectively come out on top?
Like they said, I think we didn't start off so well, but after a couple of minutes, we started playing and passing, keeping the ball, and then I think we set the tone for the rest of the game, and then I think we deserved a goal or two, and we deserved to win the game.
Okay.
I think.
So since the outcome didn't come out that way, that looks like you're going to put that same mindset on the next team you play, right?
Yeah. They're a very good team. They won State Cup. We'll have to start off very strong in defense and put away our chances.
Okay. You got the idea. And what school you go to, and what's great about that school over there?
I go to Solana Santa Fe. My favorite teacher is Mr. Tont, and I like math.
All right. Great mathematician. One last shout out for your family. Anybody watching this?
Yeah, my family, and yeah, my family.
Okay, that says enough. Thanks, guys. Good luck. And we have some more of the AIG letters, as known as CV Manchester, Carmel Valley. And you are?
Kyle Kappas.
Okay. Kyle, talk about this match today. What do you guys have to do maybe to turn this thing where you start putting goals in the back of the net?
We just need to start off well, win headers in the midfield, and get a little more physical.
Okay. You put it succinctly there. You guys move the ball around real well. The substitutions are great and stuff like that. And you guys really control the ball well. Good technical skills and all that kind of stuff. Makes it a lot of fun, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. A lot easier to play.
And you can tell when other teams don't have maybe the same kind of either style that you play, but more importantly, the skill level.
You can definitely tell. They're usually playing kickball, kicking it behind your defense and trying to run onto it with their fast forwards. But playing it nice and smooth is a lot easier.
It was fun to watch. What school you go to?
I go to Carmel Del Mar. My favorite teacher is Mr. Osiki.
Okay. One last shout out. Anything you want to say to your family or anybody watching this video?
Well, one shout out to my family and one shout out to Chelsea FC.
All right, Chelsea, the great. Let's talk to your teammate in the Central, and you are?
I'm Brennan.
Okay. What's your last name, Brennan?
Foster.
Okay. Talk about this match today.
I think it took us like 10 to 15 minutes to get into the game, and I think we should get into it quicker in next games.
It's about the way I was announcing today, but we won't tell anybody. Anyway, so what do you guys have to do the rest of this tournament to make it yours?
We're just out to win and play hard.
Okay. What school you go to?
I go to Solana Santa Fe.
Okay. You like that school over there? Any of these other guys go to the same school?
Yeah, Billy.
Okay. All right. Have a favorite subject or teacher?
My favorite teacher is Miss Hayes, and I like math.
Good. Shout out to the family or anybody watching this video?
To my family and to Keon and Justin.
Got to do that. Let's talk to your teammate to the outside, and you are?
I'm Bennett Poisette.
Okay. Go ahead. What did you think about this tournament?
I thought
About this game in particular?
this game, we all knew it was going to be hard, and it's all about preparation and mental toughness.
Right.
And it's all about when you're in the game, you just have to focus. And,
That's what you guys did today. Is there anything that your coach seems to help you with as far as skills prior to a big tournament like this? I mean, I know you guys do a lot of traveling, playing a lot of tournaments. As far as being loose and stretched out, is there anything that the coaches teach you guys?
well, they teach us to get shots on goal, cross the ball, just get chances in the net.
Okay. And that's exactly what you guys were trying to do. They played pretty good today. Yeah, they're a decent team, as one of your teammates mentioned. What school you go to?
I go to Warren Walker, and my favorite subject is science.
Okay. Science is great. My dad was a science teacher. And you are?
Daniel.
Okay. What's your last name, Daniel?
Krasner.
Okay, Daniel, talk about this game and what you're looking for in the rest of the tournaments.
Well, this game I think we did pretty well. We just had a rough start, and to win the tournament, we just gotta have better kickoffs and win our games so we could go through.
Okay. Poignantly said here. And what school you go to?
San Diego Hoover Day School.
Okay. You like that school over there? You got a favorite subject or teacher over there?
Yeah, my favorite teacher is Miss Calloway for social studies. Social studies.
That was my mom, social studies teacher. Great.
Yeah.
Shout out to anybody else watching this video, family.
My family, especially my dad, for driving me to all my games, and to Malik, Keon, Justin, Matthew, Michael, and Alex and Braden back there.
You are?
Keon V. Dawson.
Okay, Keon, talk about this match today. Kind of a little bit humid, a little bit warm, but, you know, it's summertime. You guys can handle it. You guys keep, hydrated and everything, don't you? Coaches make sure you guys get substituted well, don't they?
Yes, and I think we could have done better in the first half, but the second half, I don't think we had any problems.
Okay, all right. What do you guys got to do to kind of get into the, get out of this bracket play and start getting into, some stuff where you can possibly win it?
I don't really know since this is my first year with this team, so I don't really know.
Okay, first rodeo with this team, but you're ready to do whatever they want you to do, right?
Yes.
What school you go to, and you got a favorite subject or teacher over there?
I go to Spreckles Elementary, and my favorite subject is science.
All right. Sounds good. And you are?
Justin Ganaway.
Okay. Justin, talk about this match today.
I thought we played not so good in the first half, and then I think we built it up toward the end of the half. And then the second half, we did pretty good.
Okay. Well, it was a good match on both sides, but, I know you guys got some designs for the other teams. What are you guys going to do to the other teams and make this yours?
We're going to put away goals at the first half, and then it'll set the game to a tone, so then we'll get...
And then you guys could add more to it, right?
Yeah.
You're ready to do it, huh? Woo, it's going to be tough for the next team. What school you go to?
Mesa Verde Middle School.
Okay, you got a subject or a teacher over there you like?
I like Miss Blackmore, and I like lunch.
Hey, who doesn't like lunch? But you guys got good lunches over at your schools. Let me talk to your teammate here, and your?
Matthew Morales.
Okay. And Matthew, talk about this game today and what you guys want to accomplish in this tournament.
Like all my teammates said, we did pretty good the second half, and we could have stepped it up more in the first half, so yeah.
Anything you think your teammates got to do to make this tournament more to your liking?
No, not really. We could
Continue to play hard, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay aggressive.
Stay aggressive, it'll come to you. Okay, what school you go to? You got a subject or teacher?
I go to Eastlake Middle, and my favorite teacher is Miss Miller for history. Yeah, she's...
Eastlake Middle's down in the South End, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. A little bit of that CV stuff, the other CV, baseball. Anyway, all right. Let me get your teammate to the outside. And your?
Alex Murder.
Okay. Alex, talk about this match today. I know your parents and everything prepared you for this. Talk about what your teammates tried to accomplish today and what they're going to try to do the rest of the day.
Well, we tried to win, but we couldn't, and because we didn't play hard enough in the first half. In the second half, we played better, but we couldn't get a goal.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys played a good team. Good. They showed some willingness to keep you guys from that, but I know you guys get ready to crank it up like a locomotive, right?
Yeah.
All right. The old school there. What school you go to, and what teacher you like?
I go to Oakrest, and my favorite teacher is Mr. Pavlovich.
Okay. Sounds good. And let me talk to your teammate here.
Braden.
Okay, what's your last name, Braden?
Salvati.
Okay. Braden, talk about this match. I know you, as the rest of your teammates, were, trying things from the outside, trying to, keep that ball moving, make them run and chase and stuff, but you just weren't able to get in the back of the net. Was there a play you thought that you would have put it in the back of the net? There was a couple plays I saw, but there was which play that you remember that if a couple things that happened, you got it.
I think when we were on the top of the box on that side, we could have had a shot, but they stole it right before we were shooting. So
They find a way to get into space, don't they?
yeah.
All right, well, that just teamed you guys up for other teams that are going to be playing defensive type positions and making it tough for you. But you're going to get warmed up, right?
Yeah.
What school you go to?
I'm going to Francis Parker, and I haven't started, so I don't know anybody.
How's your summer? Has been good?
Yeah.
Let me talk to the last teammate here, and you are?
Michael Polis.
Okay, last but not least, Michael Polis. Talk about this match today and this tournament.
Well, in this match, I think we could have started off a little bit better, but we started picking it up going through the game, and then at the end we had some chances, but we just couldn't connect.
Okay, well, I know you guys will try to turn that thing around in the rest of this tournament today. What school you go to? Favorite subject or teacher over there?
I go to Carmel Valley Middle School. My favorite subject is probably PE, and my favorite teacher is probably my multimedia teacher, Mrs. Leonard.
All right. Sounds good. One last shout out for all you guys. Go ahead. We'll start off with you, Mike.
I'd like to shout out to Daniel and my mom.
Okay.
My family and Daniel.
My family and Daniel.
All right.
Daniel and my mom.
All right.
My dad for getting me here, and my family.
All right.
And Malik.
All right.
My family, my brothers, my team, and my coach.
I'm here with Becky Murder. We don't get the ladies, unfortunately. I don't know why, but every time we do get one, it's great. How you doing today, Becky?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, fine. Talk a little bit about, the preparation for this tournament that the parents have to go through. It's another tournament. You guys are used to it, but maybe this one's a little bit different than the other ones because, it's a little distance.
Well, the boys have been working really hard in practice, and we have a really good team manager for one of the younger teams who actually sent out hotel reservations in May. So it made my job really easy, and we all got our hotels up here, those of us that wanted to stay. Some people came up last night. A lot of people are here tonight. They'll go out probably for a group dinner. The boys love that. The restaurants hate it.
I understand that.
So, but it's kind of a really fun time for the boys and the parents. It's a good chance to hang out, get to know the other parents on the team. We're not from the same local area, so it's always fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is a good chance to spend time, exactly, with the other parents and stuff, and that bonding helps, throughout the year, because you guys do spend a lot of time, money, resources, and everything for these tournaments, don't you?
We do, and so it's nice to be friends with the other parents and the boys to be friends. It makes going away for weekends a lot more fun.
Yeah, it does. Well, we kind of struck it pretty good here because, we're down away from the fires and everything down in the Orange County area. It's got to be tough for those people up there, right?
It does, yeah. We've been through it a few times in San Diego County, and so we really know what they're going through. It's a long road back and really, really hard, and our hearts go out to them. We hope everything works out well and they get those fires under control.
Okay, one last thing you would like to say on behalf of the team, the parents, and the coaching staff?
Well, we wish them all the best of luck, and we'll keep cheering from the sidelines and hope they have fun.
Thank you very much, Becky.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And that's going to do it from North Huntington Beach Sports Complex, where you saw the final score. There was no score. It was a scoreless tie between CV Manchester Red and Sparta out of Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for LangevinProductions.com with Jim Costa on the camera saying take care of yourself, God bless, and save this one as always on the hard drive. Take care now.